Back at it again. So that 300 time trial, we're gonna do the same warm up. Kind of want to know what your time is on the first abdominal warm up with the 300 reps of 300 reps in 3 minutes. I believe we're trying to do something like that. So whatever that time is, let me see if you're able to get 300 reps in 3 minutes. That's possible. So we'll keep that like that for the most part, and also we'll add that same travel that we did on Monday without weights. I'm not sure if we even did weights, where we did the stride, step together, squat, and I'll do a quick preview of that. Make sure y'all get that. So we're trying to take around 5 minutes or so, and it shouldn't take that long if we use the whole perimeter of the parking lot all the way down. Then make a left right at the entrance, so you go right along the side of the curb, so you just follow the curb line all the way around the parking lot. Yeah, that should be a good distance. Okay, so let's get right to it. So let me see if I can explain this real quick. So we're doing 300 reps. So I'm going to it's a unilateral movement pattern. So we'll get 30 reps on one side, 30 reps on the other side. And at the end of that routine, whatever it is, we're going to get 15 crunches or some type of abdominal exercise for 15, so that my numbers turn out to be 75. Yes. So then we'll have that 75 over 3 exercises to give me, I think, 300, something like that. My math is wrong, then check me on it. We'll get it down. Okay, so but at any rate, so at the end of each exercise, we'll have 15 crunches. And then when you finish those 3 exercises, then we'll go to that that time trial long stride squat touch. All right, so abs are the same way, same 3-minute abs. Those side crunches and reaches are exactly the same to begin. So keep that down so we can get a good rhythm to see what happens to our abdominal region once we get familiar movement patterns, see how this fares. But shall we get into it? So the first one we have is single arm standing movement patterns right here. Quick demo on that. So what we're going to go to is a curl and press. So you don't really necessarily have to move on this too much. I mean, if you want to add a little small squat, you can, but basically it's just a curl and a press up. So I'm standing on my knees here. So just a curl, press up, and we're going for 10 reps on that side. So I have 10 reps curl, press up. Then my next movement will be a squat to press. So squatting down, single arm to press up. And I'm sure at some point we've done this movement pattern, so it should be familiar to us, just like so. The third movement for 10 is a clean and press, so all the way up, and I want to try to keep my chest 45 degrees or so, like my shin angle is pretty decent if I keep it like that. Clean and press, so I'm just coming up, pulling the handle up, pressing up overhead. All right, same way, coming all the way to the ground, coming up, pull it up all the way to my head. Coming up, hand stays really close to my body when I do that. So after I finish that 10 reps 3 ways, those 30 reps on that side, then I'm going to the abdominal movement, which is just going to be a tricep extension with a kick for 15, just this one side. So I'm going to kick up and crunch up. So if I can get the end of that dumbbell to touch my shoe, that's ideal for 10. If that gets complicated for your shoulder or your elbow coming all the way back here, start my movement with my elbow straight up for the most part. Right here. So this will be my movement. So just avoiding the headache, the potential headache there. And then we'll go to the other side, and of course, you do that same abdominal movement pattern with the other side. So once I have that movement pattern on both sides, then we'll go to that run. So remember that run was, that stride walk was just a long stride. So wherever I start, taking that long stride, coming together, touching down, switching legs, long stride, and touching down. So that's my movement pattern, just alternating a long stride. It's not a lunge. Come together, then squat. Long stride, come together, and then that squat. All right, so here we go. So the second rhythm we have here is gonna be on our back. We're gonna get a chest press and a fly. So we get a little leg extension here. So elbow is bent, like so. So my chest press, like so for 10. Real simple. And I'm gonna always kind of get this leg action. If I want more core, I'll keep my leg straight and raise my leg straight up to give me a little more dynamic abdominal work there. So I'm gonna move from that position to the tricep. Oh my goodness, I was supposed to be doing the same leg here. I wanted everything happening on that same side. Sorry about that. And then, so here we go. Now this is just a tricep extension, no crunch. No crunch here. So you can totally rest. So there's no crunch on this part. The crunch was on the previous exercise. So I have that tricep extension, like so. And then I go to a fly. So I'm over here on this side, and I'm gonna bring my arm up. These are the 3 movements. Like so. After I finish that 30 on that side, I'm just gonna get a basic accordion crunch weighted like this for 15. And I'm just trying to get a little rhythm, a little pace with that, because preferably we're on a on a time pinch to kind of see how long it takes me to finish all 3 movements on one side. That first set was pretty easy because it was pretty much the same movement pattern with your body. This one we're going to move a little bit, so that one exercise is going to be pretty tough. That one exercise for 60 plus those 15 reps. And now I'm going to give you a different exercise here, which is going to be kind of like a jump split with a fly. So right hand for 10. So my jump split is going to be tricky. So I'm going out and then I'm coming back. So this opposite hand meets that opposite leg, like so. So I have 10 like that, and I'm going to same jump split pattern with a row for 10. Like so. Same jump split pattern, starting my stagger stance with a tricep extension. So when my leg is up, my hand meets the position of my leg, or the direction of my leg, like so. So I have 10 of those on both sides, so I end up with, 30 on one side, 30 on the other side, and guess what we'll go back to? The abdominal crunches, again, 15. As fast as you can get those 15 in, we're still on that rolling clock. And then the last movement pattern is gonna be a sumo exercise, a glute bridge exercise with those flies. I apologize for that, sumo squat. Let me check my note real quick. Yeah, it is gonna be sumo squats. All right, so what we'll do is we're gonna hang that sumo squat out wide, like so. So I'm just going 10, touching the ground. 10 with that sumo squat wide, and then I'll get 10 with a goblet squat, like so. So I'm holding this goblet squat like this, and my arms don't move. It's just the leg pattern itself. 10 on that goblet squat, like so, like that. And then the last exercise movement pattern will be just a side touch, and you don't necessarily have to have, oh yeah, let's go ahead and keep those weights, both weights. And it's kind of like I was doing some penguin squats at one point. So what we were is in this position, and we were touching the ground with 2 weights in hand, and we might not have even done weight. So just like so. So don't want to stay up. I don't want to stand up too tall. Just so I get a little leg work for 10, and I'll just count consecutive. So it'll be 5 on each side. 5 on each side. And then after that movement pattern, those 3 movement patterns will go into a 15 rep accordion crunch. So that last one, I almost forgot it was 3 different exercises. What tripped me up was that the first set was just 1 movement pattern for the most part. So anyway, that second set, 3 different movement patterns. Trying to go through all those reps. Give me a little time check on there to see what our time looks like. And when you finish that, again, another lap around with that stride and that squat touch. Peace. Should do it. Let me know. All right.